Welcome to the Smite Force Chronicles, brought to you by rain. So much rain. Also brought to you by wind. So much. All right, everybody. You know, on the video, it always seems like we just now started playing, whereas we always have been talking for half an hour. So, all right. So you guys have just wrangled characters. We moved to a new hosting server. We've got all that nailed down. Let's get you into the game board. Any questions on the way to the vault? I will do a recap when we get there. All right. Tell me when you are in. Guessing it'll take you all a second to load.
No, I'm in.
We're in.
Oh, that was fast. That's awesome. I think our move is paying off. I did just realize one thing I do need to change. So earlier, Curtis and I went through and found that all of the characters were set to be able to fully see each other's stuff. By changing that to none, the video no longer shows any. It's just a black screen. So give me a second to change this back. Silence is the best. Did you guys want to scheme on what you're going to do, and then I'll do a recap? Or have you already schemed?
I think it'd probably be best if I control the golem, because I don't want to have to kill the dragon if Sarah summons it.
I have no idea what you're talking about. What is this?
Is there a time limit on that spell?
Let me see.
I don't think I'm gonna do the dragon yet. I mean, the only reason why it's summon a dragon is try to kill the rock thing, but I want to make sure we can't capture it in the ditch before I summon a dragon. Plus, I have a whole dragon plan, so I'm not gonna summon it without telling you guys. How about that?
Thank God. My item is a one-use item, so it disappears forever after I use it. And it says the creature will fight at your side until its death or until it is the last creature in combat, at which point it will fight you to the death. So come at me at some point if it doesn't die first.
I say we save that and just get this in the, because maybe if there, if there's another dragon, maybe you can control that and Sarah could control the dragon from the orb, unless of course it's the same dragon, which then I don't know, but.
Yeah, I'll save this then, and I'll just trap this golem in the hole.
Awesome. So I'm confused as to why the cameraman can no longer see anything.
I'm going to definitely use a spell to get him in there.
All right, I think we need to do honor system today. Because right now, don't look at each other's characters, because I'm gonna have to work out asynchronously on this to figure out why this guy over here can no longer why our cameraman has a completely black screen and can't see anything. So when we were here last, I'll just try to multitask. When we were here last, you guys found yourselves face to face with a golem, as well as escorting Brother Samael to the bodies of his comrades to sort of suss out what happened. He wanted to collect their belongings. They had some things of import, and he wanted to collect those things. So you sort of have divided and conquered. Tempe stepped in front of the golem, shooting an arrow and drawing the golem towards the opening heading to the west. Glory is strategically placed herself behind a column and has discovered the glowing eyes of a couple of skulls. Right? When we were last here, your plan was, I think, to put out the eyes of the skulls that seemed to be sort of watching the area. Tempe did then sneak around, around the opening up to the north, sort of hiding in the shadows of that walkway. And then between Milan and Stefanos, continued the attack on the golem to sort of draw the attention and pull him forward. The goal being to get into the pit that is in front of you. Now, knowing, of course, that in the game you guys can see the pit, but that's just because you have discovered it. In the real world, that pit is completely covered up. All right. Another fun thing happened. The weapon that Milan threw at the golem was Baphomet's dagger of venom, her favorite weapon. And it did not connect. Everything that hit the golem did 0 damage. All ranged and melee weapons did 0 damage. And sadly, it bounced off the golem. And through some pretty bad rolls, the golem stepped on the dragon, or on the dagger of venom, and was destroyed. Now, asynchronously, I've said that twice now. I feel like I'm at work. Milan and I had a chat. She was the last one to do anything. We haven't started the next round, so I will allow her to take an action if she so chooses, but it is up to her. Before we get any farther, why don't you guys go ahead and discuss, we're going to start the round. Tempe is up first as soon as we nail down whatever we're nailing down and going.
I would love to take an action. So, we all know me, Alexandria, is not the smartest bird, more of a bird of impulses than a bird of rational reasoning. And, there's sometimes moments between actions that feel like a long time. You're standing in a cave and it's only been a matter of seconds, but it feels like it's been a week maybe. And in this week of mind time, perhaps you remember that we all got those special inspiration cards earlier in the game, and mine was a reroll that I forgot to use. But it's just hard, not to lean on a sob story or anything, but I've been on my own my whole life, and this dagger is the only friend that I had. So I was so emotionally struck by my dear comrade Baphomet's dagger being felled by the mechanical foot of the golem that it didn't occur to me the shining truth that I could maybe reroll.
Indeed. That is the truth. So, the deal will be, if you reroll, this sticks, and your inspiration card is destroyed.
Yeah.
So the way I see this, as Alexandria's in shock, she sees this foot come down upon the dagger. She puts her little hands in her pockets, and her finger touches a card that she'd forgotten about in her pocket, and she pulls it out as sort of a "what's this" moment, and sees this rerolled card, and then debates, do I play this card now or not? Now, it's the same rule.
Mm-hmm.
5 or less. Is this a reroll, right? 5 or less,
Mm-hmm.
the dagger is destroyed. But, 15 other chances to win. So what are the odds that you're going to roll a 5 or less in this moment?
I don't believe in luck.
All right. So then what I need from you is a roll. So the inspiration reroll, she's playing the card. Roll a 20. All right. So, your gods have smiled upon you.
Yeah, barely. They said you're squeaking by after 2 nat ones.
Yeah. In a way, you're very lucky. So what has happened now is that the Baphomet's dagger did not get crushed. It's still laying on the floor. So let me go to the items. And where did you get that at? That was in the Goblin Caves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Been so long. Let me drag it. I think I can drag it to the one. Create a new pile.
I got it when I was in internet PayPal.
Oh, that's right. You were an intern. All right. So there's a dagger on this. You guys now see the dagger, right?
Yep.
Can I get a hells yeah? Okay. So behind the golem, just past him, he's walked past it. You see his stony foot hover over the dagger for a second, and then he just moves it about 6 inches farther forward. And alas, the dagger remains on the floor. Now, Stefano sees the dagger through the legs of the golem. Alexandria sees the dagger because she's been hyper focused on it. And Sarah, you also see the dagger off to the right. All right. On that note, it is now. Let me go into the combat tracker. It is time to do some fighting. So before we do so, we're going to pan over and continue the conversation between Tyros, Dinjarin, and Brother Samael. And Dinjarin, can you were playing the character. Could you do me a favor and talk Tyros through sort of what's transpired between you because you were there?
Well,
Oh, I watched the video yesterday.
I was gonna say Tyros was
So
there.
I'm caught up with.
Okay. So you are all right. Then I will leave it at that. So you are, face to face with Samael, right? You're holding out. You're holding out the I believe the case is the piece that you're holding out, and he's acknowledged with his eyes that that belongs to him.
Hand me the case.
I don't think that's going to happen. The way we see it, we've got and found 2 of the parts. And I'm
2?
pretty sure you have the 3rd.
Which 2 parts do you have?
I don't have to tell you.
I see the case plain as day.
What 2 parts do you think we have?
I'm not going to play your game. Where I see it, you stole from my dead comrades. For all I know, you killed my comrades. My trust in
can
you
clearly
is
see that we
challenged.
didn't kill them. You can clearly see that we did not kill your comrades. And quite honestly, from where we stand, I don't know that they were your comrades. We're in a weird position here, you and I. We don't know what this does. I'll be perfectly frank with you. And you and I, we have not lied to each other, but we have not told each other the full truth. I'm willing to talk, but we don't have a lot of time here. We have something, what looks like some sort of a wayfinder. I don't know what it does. I don't know if you know what it does. We can help each other out, or we can go our separate ways.
Do you know how to put it together?
I think we could figure it out, but if you know how to put it together, we would definitely love some help.
Well, I will gladly help. Hand me the parts, and I will assemble what we have.
What does it do?
It takes you to where you need to be.
Does it take just one person, or does it take a group?
It takes what you tell it to take.
Can you be more specific? Because this sounds very vague.
Well, you know, I don't trust you. But I will tell you this. I think you're misunderstanding. It will guide you from point A to point B.
Okay. Just to be clear, we haven't given any reason for you not to trust us. We could have sliced your throat when we first came across, but instead, my companions decided to heal you. We could have stabbed you in the back because we know that you are probably carrying one of the third pieces, or four. I don't know how many pieces belong to this, but we didn't. We have not misled you. We have not lied to you. We just haven't told you the whole truth. So if you choose not to trust us, that's fine.
Do me a favor. Roll a persuasion. Or do you want? Or actually, I can use our fancy new tool if that would be preferable.
I've got persuasion here.
Okay, you can go ahead and roll a standard persuasion. All right. Oh, you've got a +5. Wow. So yeah. So you've persuaded him to ease up a bit. You have not persuaded him to trust you. That's a much longer journey.
Fair enough.
But what you have learned is that you know he has a part. You know he probably can put this thing together and knows more than you know. Right? So it might be within your best interest to keep him alive for now.
Yep.
So that was just sort of innately what you would know. And sort of as you're doing that, he's just going to start walking towards you. And you do with that what you will. All right. So
I'm going to hold ground.
Okay.
I know that there's sounds behind us of that looming Gorem, and I'm assuming that is going to be taking sort of precedence over our conversation.
Potentially. You aren't aware of the Golem yet. This is transpiring without you. What will your next move be? Are you heading back to the rest of the party? Are you staying where you are? Just exploring
right
other parts
now,
of the cave?
If I'm not sure of any urgency, staying where I am, but would like the rest of the group to, if we're gonna work with Samuel to put this together, I wouldn't mind. Well, we've got Dinjar in here, but
okay. So we'll come back to you then. So you're gonna hang tight in this area.
Yep.
Same with you, Dinjarin. Awesome. I got a IRL TU in real life thumbs up. You guys can use it. It rolls right off the tongue. All right, so we are back to the party already in progress. Remind me, what did Tempe want to do?
He wanted to lure the rock thing or the guard.
Stone Golem?
Yeah, into the pit.
Okay. Awesome. And so you had already done that, right? Like, I mean, you were luring it towards the pit. So for his actual turn, right? So I know that that's the overarching plan. But for his actual turn, does his character want to do it?
Whatever, I'm assuming whatever it takes to lure the the rock into the thing. So run, dash, throw pebbles from the other side of the pit.
Yeah, I think he would swing around and be next to Alexandria and Stefanos and just try to continue to get it to come towards the pit. Because other than continue the plan, he didn't really give much to go off of in the text. So I would assume he would try to, like Sarah was saying,
Ready himself. Do any of you do you think he would stay where he's at then and just be readied?
No, he is.
yeah, possibly.
I think he would. As the plan right now was, I think having Alexandria hover over the pit and have the golem walk toward her.
Yeah.
So I think where he's at is where he would probably stay.
Well, the last time we left off, we were supposed to do roll for initiative, and so if I'm first, like if I'm before him.
Oh no, you guys, you already rolled for initiative. I think we ended on roll for initiative, right?
No.
Yeah.
No. David, you watched the last video, right?
Yeah, I watched it yesterday. I'm pretty sure that you guys finished with a roll for initiative and then cut off from there. Because you guys rolled, and the conversation went back to Tyros and Samuel, and then it was 1 o'clock.
Yeah, you're right. I'm looking above.
Yeah. All right. So so your roll order right now is Tempe, Glory, Alexandria, Stefanos, and Stone Golem. Although I'm happy to re-roll initiative since I couldn't remember. I defer to you guys. Do you want me to re-roll initiative?
No, it's fine. We already did it.
All right. So then, so Tempe's gonna ready himself, right? So I'm controlling him today. There it is, and he's going to just hit ready. Where is that at? I know you. There we go. Ready. So he is readied, and he ends his turn and moves on to Glory. What are you doing, Glory?
I'm gonna just.
You're delighted to see the dagger peeking out. I'm curious how you're gonna do this.
Can I want to have. I want to know whether or not if I go for the dagger, is the thing gonna see me?
Well, I think that depends on how stealthy you are and.
Oh wait, I have mage hand. Sorry, I'm just.
That'll do it.
So I'm going to use my mage hand. Just let me find it. Now that I'm using this new system. The mage hand, a spectral floating hand appears at a point you choose within range. The hand lasts for the duration or until you dismiss it as action. The hand vanishes. You can use your action to control the hand. You can use the hand to manipulate an object, open an unlocked door or container, stow or retrieve an item from an open container, or pour the contents out of a vial. You can move the hand up to 30 feet each time you use it. The hand can't attack, activate magic items, or carry more than 10 pounds. Okay, I'm going to use my mage hand to go after, to hold, to grab the dagger before the thing steps on it again. Let me just find it.
Excuse me.
Oh, you can't talk to her. But you do see what's happening.
Oh, what happened? Weird.
What?
It, like, kicked me out. All right, I'm back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so just describe describe the action and assume the hand exists.
Okay. I use the power of my mage hand to appear. It comes out of a blue light, and a hand, a very strong, grasping hand appears, and like the thing stealthily stays within the shadows and crawls its way over to the dagger and grasps the dagger strong and firmly and flies its way, maneuvers its way back to me.
Okay. So the only thing that I need you to roll is a d20.
Okay.
And a 1 would be the only way that the golem could possibly notice the dagger, because it's actually focused,
Okay.
straightforward.
Yeah.
And if you roll a
So-
1, I'm going to decide, because I haven't decided yet.
So I just do a d20 from here, right?
Yeah,
From
just roll a
the-
d20. Just roll a d20.
From the thingy. Okay. You've got to be kidding me. No. This. No,
Okay.
Thomas. You know what?
Hold on.
You have some. No, that's ridiculous.
Hold on. Hold on.
No,
So-
you have something on my character. This is ridiculous. No.
I did not. You had a 1 in 20 chance, and you rolled a 20. So here's what's happened. This dagger, the mage picks it up, and so let's see, it's 5, 10.
I'm not having
So-
fun anymore. This
Oh,
isn't
you'll
fun.
have fun. Okay, so d20. I'm gonna roll a d20 real quick. All right, so 16 feet. It makes it 16 feet, and then the mage hand, for whatever reason, loses the grip of the dagger, and it drops. So that's 5, 10, 15. There's 15 feet. So it makes it to right here, and then it sort of tinkles to the ground, right? So it did not hand it to you. It drops it in front of you because it made it that 15 feet. See, I'm being very fair. There's no, the gods are not out to get you. The only catch is you can't pick it up because your action was to move it over there. So, it's moved from point A to point B. The golem is hyper focused. There's enough noise going on. It didn't make a significant sound, right? It's really more focused. The golem's more focused on the pit, not that easily distracted. And plus, you're sort of behind that column, so you're good to go. It's right there. It's right there. It's driving you crazy. It's within reach. You desperately want it. Alexandria, you see Baphomet's dagger floating through the air, right? Behind the golem, and sort of disappear out of sight behind a column.
We gotta play in person to see if Sarah has just as much luck with real dice.
This is ridiculous. No, I am genuinely believes that something in this system is out to get me, or like some sort of one of you all has done something to mess with my dice numbers, and I'm not in for it. I'm not here for that. So one of these days, I'm going to do a thingy to see which one of you all is being a jerk.
You're not
So
wearing
as
your Smite Force shirt.
So
That's
in your
Because
in your
it's
in
my
your head,
I can't hear you if you're saying something.
You can't hear me. Can
No.
anyone hear me?
It's like,
I'm your god. I hear you complaining and cursing me. Maybe if you spend more time praying,
oh, now I gotta.
I'd help you a bit more.
so anyway, so you have your god basically is like, you don't pray often, seems like you've sort of lost your way. Maybe your gods would help you if you were a little closer to your gods.
Maybe I'll go find a new god.
They heard that. All right, so Alexandria, what's your play? And before you drag on top of, like, anytime, if you want to move past the pit, I'll do that for you so you don't accidentally trigger falling, because you're flying. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna deactivate it so that we don't have this problem until we need it. So 1 second.
So if I remember correctly, the roof where the golem is too low for me to fly, right?
The hall, like the open areas are. It's getting through the doorway that's the problem. Right? You wouldn't be able to fly through the doorway.
Okay.
But around, to the north and around and over the lava and all that jazz, like there's plenty of headspace over there. But yeah, it's just going through the doorways, because that's where the stone walls come down upon the beam. And
So
there's even
I-
clearance above the beam. It's just the beam's causing a
So
problem.
I could walk through the door and then fly over the golem.
You could walk through the door and fly over the golem. Yes.
Okay.
But
Well-
remember, vertical. You're gonna have. So he's 20 feet high.
So that would take a lot of the movement. Okay. Well, in the interest of being a team player, the plan was just for me to hover and attract him, right? Like that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay, I guess I'll just do that. So because you deactivated it, can I like move over
Yes,
and
you sure
hover
can.
over the pit? Okay.
You can.
Movement is currently locked.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have to turn it back on. My bad. Combat movement. There you go.
Okay. All right, I'm doing it. That's it, right?
Right there.
Yeah.
All right. Are you going to be on? You want to be on top of the pit, or do you want to be to the left of the pit?
I'll be to the left of the pit. If I get hit, I don't want to tumble into the pit.
And what's your ready action? I mean, it's because you're ready for something, right?
Yeah. What can I do without my tag? I guess I'm ready to strike.
Well, to be clear, just in case you guys didn't realize this, like readiness could also be a movement or a say something or whatever. So it isn't just necessarily taking. You can use your action to do other things, like.
I think I'll ready. Okay, the movement I want to ready. Can I ready like flying through, like moving through the door, and then, like, can I ready a dash?
You can ready a dash.
Okay, I would like to ready, flying.
Well,
to
wait.
the
I'm sorry.
door.
You can't ready a dash because a dash is a move and an action, and you only get you can do one of two things as for ready, right? Because it's
Okay.
taking an action. So you could move the entire distance of your move for your action.
I'll do that then.
Okay. Well, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool.
Cool.
End your turn, Stephanos. You've seen that dagger sort of hover to the left. You see Alexandria sort of staying the course and doing her part and sort of hovering over sort of the right hand side of the pit. What are you gonna do?
I'm going to use my spell level 1 of command and target this golem.
All right. I need to look at that spell.
And that spell, I'll read it out. You speak one word commands as treat the creature you can see within range. That target must succeed a wisdom saving throw or follow the command on its next turn. And my
interesting.
command be approach. So the target moves towards you by the shortest and most direct route, ending its turn if it moves within 5 feet of you.
Okay. And is this, what kind of a spell is this? Is this a
Spell level 1.
No, I'm just wondering. I'm wondering what. Okay. But is it a charm spell or anyone know?
No, I have to decipher whether it's a charm.
All right. Well, give it a try. Give it a shot. So target him and roll it. Oh, it says that Melon's controlling you. Hold on, I think I selected the wrong person.
Oh.
Hold on. Configure ownership. My bad. Owner. Save. Okay, now can you control it?
Let's see. Echo. I said cast spell.
All right.
Just double click.
I'm gonna roll. And it failed. It's saving throw. So this golem is now under your command.
I'm using the command approach.
Which is interesting that because I did not know. I did not think that this. I thought this might have been a charm spell and it's immune to charm. So you're good to go. So that ends your turn. Or are you doing any movement? Are you gonna position yourself any differently, or are you good?
I'm gonna stay.
Okay.
And end my turn.
Right. So for his turn, he has to move his full distance in the most direct path towards you. Correct?
Yes.
And this golem can move, I believe, 20 feet per turn. Yep. So it is 10, 15, 20. So the golem makes it to right here. And how long does this spell last? One turn? Or it's his next turn, right? It's on his next turn that this will come into play, right?
Let's see.
On their, I think it's on their next. Is it on their next? It's not the next round. It's their next turn. That nuance matters.
69.
On its next turn. Okay, so
Or follow, yeah.
all right. So that means that for the golem, the command has taken place. It beelines for you, and that now it is one. So it's for one round. So now this effect goes away. It's no longer under your command. So you're thinking to yourself, maybe you cast that a little too soon, because it was on that way. It was on its way anyway.
Oh, I didn't understand that it was limited by its traveling distance. I guess the spell just said it comes to 5 feet.
Yeah, it can't move any farther than it can move. It just has to. The command is like it's going to come towards you. Let me reread it because maybe I'm wrong. I don't know if it. I don't think there's any specific. There'd be wording around distance if that's the case. Moves, so it just moves towards you, and it ends its turn if it's within 5 feet of you. Fastest mean or approach. Target moves towards you, the shortest and most direct route, which it did, ending its turn if it moves within 5 feet. Okay, so that basically that means that when you cast command, it can't attack. Right? It moves that per its direction right, from you, and then that ends its turn. It doesn't get to take action. It's kind of yeah, and your casting was within 60 feet. Yeah, no, so that's it. That's what it does. It moved its entire distance, beelining towards you under your command. But you always have another round. Speaking of which, it's time to roll initiative, and then we're going to go back to the other group. So let everyone roll their initiative. And I will roll for Tempe. Awesome. Wow, Tempe seems to be like strong with initiative, I have to say. So let's do the next round. All right, so before we start this next round, we're going to pan over to the other group and check out what they're doing. All right, so you guys, you guys hear some thumping sort of echoing through the chamber, but nothing too specific. Tyros, as the leader for this section, what are you doing?
I think we've decided that we will be working with Samuel on getting this Wayfinder working. At least that's the impression that I was given from when Samuel walked over towards us.
All right. So did you want to open up the Wayfinder and try to put parts together?
I do have a question for Samuel though. Is it Samuel or Samuel?
It's Samael. Because nothing can be easy.
Like Sam I am.
Yeah, Sam
I am.
He also does not like green eggs and ham.
So how many pieces to this Wayfinder are there?
Well, I think you know this. My men were carrying a document that outlines the number of pieces.
Oh, Thomas, your voice is so low I can't hear a thing you're saying.
Let me try this again. Am I better?
There we go. Yes.
Okay. Let me turn it. Hold on, I gotta adjust my mic, I think. I have to adjust the gain. Testing. Better?
Yeah.
All
I
right.
can hear you.
So, as I was saying, I believe you know the number of parts. Are you toying with me? My men carried
No.
instructions and a map detailing how many parts and the ones that we found.
When I looked on the map, it looked like that there was a question mark of how many pieces are needed, and I see that there's possibly 6 pieces needed. Now, if my calculations are correct and you have 1 of the pieces and we have 2, then we're still short 3 more pieces.
I think you need to reread the map.
I very well may need to. I don't understand everything off of this map. Do you believe it's only 3 pieces that are needed?
There's more than 3 pieces needed. And from my math, you have the case and you have the casing. And I have something.
So that means we're
I
still
also-
missing pieces between all of us.
Isn't that why you're here? To collect the pieces?
So how about I make this accord? We make this accord. We work together to find these pieces. Then we'll hand you our pieces so you can put it all together. Is this agreeable?
I agree with this. But do know all the pieces are not here. They're
Okay.
scattered throughout Moonsea.
Then let's drink to this accord. I have some drink we could all drink. Where I'm from, it's custom for us to drink to agree when we make agreements such as these.
I don't know if I should be drinking something that you hand me at this point in our relationship.
You drank the water I gave you. That's all I have currently is water.
But much has transpired since then. I do not want to offend, but at the same time, I like breathing the air. I like blood coursing through my veins.
As do I. I open up the bottle I pulled out and I take a little bit swig just to show there's nothing
And what
wrong
about
with it.
and your friend next?
And it
I go and grab the bottle from Dinjarin and pass it over to Samael.
And he looks at you for just a minute, just sort of waiting, knowing that poison's not immediate, and then sort of wipes his mouth, wipes the edge of the container, and takes the smallest sip.
We are in accord then. Here's your flask.
That works
All
for us.
All right. So are you guys handing him the pieces, or are you waiting until you have all the pieces?
We're holding on to our pieces until everything has been collected. I think this is just a trust level on everybody's part.
All right. Then let's head back over. Tempe's turn. Tempe's in that hallway. My spidey sense says that he would probably head northwest and then south to sort of like go around to be on the other side of that column so as not to draw the character. Would you all agree? I'll take that as a yes.
that is a affirmative.
2 thumbs up.
The Tempe sort of pops right about to here, spins around facing the golem. A bit more bait within Golem's visual range, roughly, and that ends his turn. Alexandria. Your ready state has ended. It's the new round.
Okay.
You see above that beam. Above that beam, it's probably about 5 feet of clearance between the beam and the ceiling. So, if you want to get a little bit acrobatic and try to shoot yourself through, there could be consequences, but just throwing that
Let's do
out
it.
there for you.
I've been a team player, even though it's not in my nature, and I've stood here, and now he's been lured. I need to go get that knife. So yeah, I'm gonna try to launch myself through the opening, like get up and fly through the opening.
Okay, so then, so here's the sequence of events. You're going to roll. I'm assuming you're going your full flying distance.
Yeah.
And we're going to consider that gap rough terrain. So you're going to lose 10 feet of your travel distance because of the rough terrain of the whatever. And you're going to need to roll. I want to see, is it athletics or
acrobatics? I would imagine.
I think acrobatics. Yeah, that's what I was trying to remember. To see if you make it through, right? So I'll pull up. Well, don't roll it yet.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so don't. Yeah, because that you want all your buffs and stuff. Oh, so well. All right,
okay.
never mind, because I didn't say not to do it soon enough. I will say for going forward, hang tight until we agree that it's time to start.
Sorry about that.
But so yeah, you're 20. You guys see Alexandria launch herself like high and straightforward, like zippy fast, right? And then right as she approaches what you think she's going to slam into the wall, like she tucks her wings and points her feet backwards, a bit like Superman, and just sort of shoots like an arrow through this opening above the beam and below the ceiling. So move all of your flying distance less 10 feet. I'm not sure where that puts you.
Okay. I have 50 feet of flying distance, right?
So it'd be, yeah, so well, let me look. I think so. It's either 50 or 60. That will matter for you, probably. 50. Yeah, so you can move 40 feet.
Okay.
And right out of reach is Baphomet's dagger. You see it peeking around the corner. You see Glory's shadow cast upon it. You are there within talking distance. Now roll a d20, and below 5, the golem turns around. All right, so the golem is hyper focused on the majority of the people on the other side of the pit, and hasn't really paid you much mind.
Okay.
Right?
Well,
so you're good to go.
I whisper. I do like a stage whisper so that Glory can hopefully hear it. Don't you?
Oh, I should have called this episode Trust Issues, because everything about today has been trust issues. Awesome. Stephanos, you see Glory shoot across, right? Your Spidey, your Spidey sense says, I'm sorry. Stephanos, you see Alexandria shoot across. You're smart enough to know she's probably going after her dagger, right? So, which is sort of within her character. The golem didn't seem to be distracted. You are now face to face with the golem again. Tempe is off to your left. What do you want to do?
I am going to use my command. Wait, is that enough distance? What was the golem's travel distance? 20 feet?
20 feet.
And there's 3. I can't tell because it's so dark in here.
Yeah, let me see if I crash it. Let's measure. He's got great. It's only about 13 feet left.
Alright, cool. I'm gonna use my command spell. Oh wait. Okay. All my spell slots are taken from my first level. Yeah.
So you can cast it second level, I believe, right?
Yeah, I can. Yep. I will go ahead and do that.
And notice that when you guys target now, it puts a little snippet of your icon, so it's a little easier to see who's targeted. All right, so he's gonna roll. And fails. So it is now, the golem is within your command again.
And the command I'm going to use is approach.
Okay. So on the golem's turn, you will use the approach command to draw him towards you.
Yes.
All right.
He
That
should
means
grovel at your feet.
I think that is one of them.
Mm-hmm. It turns out I have this too, which I don't know if I'm supposed to. So we can talk about it later.
I'm gonna stay where I am and end my turn.
Awesome. So the golem is here, and per your command, he beelines towards you. Let's see. And make sure I activate the tile so it works. Let's see if he falls in. Right to you. Hold on. Something did not happen. I don't think I turned it on. Sorry, you guys. Activate. Update tile. There we go. Try this again. I think that's you're within. All right. So this golem, falls into this pit. And this pit is about, let's see how, roughly 20 feet below. So just like the top, the top of his head is right even with the rest of the pit. He is prone and unconscious. I'm sorry, he's prone and he's stunned. My bad. Your command has now ended. That he did what he was supposed to do. He finds himself sort of in this pit trap. Right. Awesome.
I love that Wilhelm scream.
Indeed. What's funny is like your guys' comments and stuff are coming from your original characters. I wonder why. You are controlling your actual.
Oh, I wonder if it has to do because we added them into the system with our original characters, so it's.
Well, I think we're to the point now where I can do this. I can delete this folder. And yes. All right. So that I just deleted all of the backups because we don't need them anymore since your characters are all in. Okay. So hopefully that won't happen anymore.
Question for the GM, since even though I'm not there, does it, like, since it's in that pit and the pit is full of lava, does it take damage every round because of the lava?
It does. Unless it's immune to them.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yep. And I have my next meeting is not until 1:35, so it's 1:55. Did you guys want to play a few more minutes, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, I don't have a hard meeting right now.
And then I'm going to end my turn. And the golem ends its turn. It's in the pit. Glory, you're the last one up in this round. Let's do this.
Okay. I think we just finished this round. Call it good for me. So 2 things. One, I'm gonna pick up the dagger on my turn, but I was trying to find. I had all this stuff written about the god that I used to follow, but then like I was falling out of my religion was changing to like
it's in your journal.
It's not in my journal. And I remember saving it out at another time, but
my first notes, Glory's journal.
It's not in my journal. I added some things to my journal recently, but I didn't like delete anything. It's also not in my biography.
Okay, so it must have been in Fantasy Grounds, right?
Yeah. And okay, I don't know, because I know I added some things when we moved over to Foundry, so it might just be lost and I'll have to like redo it. But anyways, what I wanted to do was kind of under my breath flash in my mind be like, it's moments like this that I really need to focus on my deeper soul connections to those that are higher than me, those higher spirits than me. So, although this dagger didn't make it all the way to me using my own power, thank you. I think it's Cthulhu that is my new god. So I'll just use that until I know for sure.
And that's in your backstory, in your journal. I see it. It says, as
It's
Glory
not.
grows and learns, her loyalty
it's
to
not
her original
showing up.
patron begins. Oh,
And it's not showing up on mine.
do you see
I
your
can show
Glory?
you a screenshot.
You see Glory's journal, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at my journal right now, and the only thing I see is under locations of interest, I wrote Scone Bakery.
Okay,
and
so hold on. You shouldn't even be seeing that. Like, no, your journal, like, ignore the character journal. I want to disable this. Like, there's no reason to have this there.
Oh, sorry.
Go into the journals, right, which is that open book in the upper right hand corner.
Oh, I see.
And then you have something called Glory's journal, which you can do as many pages as you want and write as much as you want. And you can have images and all sorts of stuff.
Got it. Okay, yeah.
So,
sorry, I remember you telling me that now. Okay.
Yeah, so as part of backstory, it's there.
Yeah. Okay. I believe it's Cthulhu. So, anyways, my point is, I'll do some time with this, but my point is that I thank my gods that it at least got this far. Take a deep breath and bend over, and very quietly pick and I grasp the dagger by its handle, and I pick it up.
Right. So double click that item pile, and you should be able to drag it in your inventory, or you should be able to grab it. Right.
Take. Cool.
So Gloria, you see. Alexandria, you see just beyond the column, Gloria's hand reach out and grab the dagger, and it disappears behind the shadows.
And I want to ready myself for any sort of attack, like a shove, a push, a wandering hand, a misjudged spell cast. Anything like that.
A talon coming around the corner.
Yeah.
So
Soft
you're ready.
whispers
So you're ready.
language.
You're ready specifically for seeing someone or something attacking you. You can't be ready for 50 things. You have like, what's the thing you're ready for, and what are you gonna?
I'm like ready. Like I am aware. I am observant. I am making sure that if anything seems wonky, I'm judo chop it.
Yeah. So specifically, this is how ready works. You have to say like what kind of thing, right? Like let me give you a for instance. Alexandria comes around the corner. Are you attacking her? Like, is that your readiness?
No.
If she attacks you, if you see that she's going to attack you, you attack her. Or you see a lava master come out. Like there has to be some cause and effect. So otherwise, everyone would ready for like, if anything happens, I'm going to do a thing, right? Like I need to know what that thing is and what you're going to do.
That implies if I ready myself for Alexandria to attack me, it implies that I have no intention of giving this dagger back to her, which has not been agreed upon or no discussions have been. I just simply got it out of the way of the giant troll. So I'm not going to ready myself for Alexandria. I am going to ready myself, since I don't know anything about this dagger, I'm just readying myself for something to physically attack me. How about that?
Okay. So I mean, you don't need to say physically, but just anything to attack you, correct?
Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. Anything to attack me. Do I have to click ready?
You do.
Okay. Ready. All right. And that's it.
Awesome. So as you pick up the dagger, your turn's over, and this isn't going to change anything. But as you pick up the dagger, you look up and you notice that there's 4 glowing skull eyes sort of aimed at you. And they're all rolling for initiative. All right. The good news is one of them doesn't get to go this round. The bad news is 3 of them get to go this round. So the first one, glowing. There it is. Okay. The first one sees Alexandria first and foremost. Targets and then attacks with a firebolt. And it misses. So you see a firebolt shoot from that eye, and it completely misses Alexandria. Up next, off to the north, aimed firmly at Glory, is the second eye. And you guessed it, it shoots with a firebolt. And you get half cover. And it missed. So you got lucky. Next one targets Glory. No, wait. Line of sight. Nope. It's all right. It targets Alexandria. A firebolt. And attacks. Normal. Nothing. And it ends its turn. Let's take a pause and we scroll up to the top. To the party way over here. What say you, Tyros and Dinjarin?
I feel we should join our comrades. It sounds like something's afoot. I hope
was just
they have
hearing
not
the same
awoken
thing.
the golem.
No, hopefully not. Yeah, I think I agree. Let's make our way back. Dinjarin.
I just start turning and start walking. Once you both say, let's go back, I turn and start walking.
How much do you know of this place? Did you just wander in here foolhardily? Are you aware of the number of things that can kill you here?
We aren't. We just came down a spiral walkway, encountered some globs, and really are not that familiar with this area yet.
As I'm walking, I look over and be like, don't you realize we're the Smite force? Smile and just go.
Stupid name.
And he just follows you. All right, so move your open up free movement for you guys. Move your full distance of where you want to move to. So whatever your walking distance is, I think 30. His is 30. Tyros, you can move yours. And then as you guys make your way over, you see like this golem, this giant stone thing in this pit with lights. Something's went down here. I need to add all of you to the combat track. Normal. And so long as you're still, if there's room left on the combat tracker, you can take your turns.
I do a quick sort of side glance behind my shoulder to see if Samael is coming up behind us as well to join the party.
Yeah, so he followed you. He's also in combat. Tyros, it doesn't. Oh, there you go. So the good news is, your party's done a bunch of work for you. The bad news is that your rolls for this round are no good, right? You all, none of you you would have wanted to have rolled low, so to speak. So the entire party, including Samael, is now in battle. From where you stand, Tyros, you see firebolts like shooting across a field of lava and a broken bridge towards something. you assume one of your colleagues. Stefanos, you're within, not quite within arm's reach of a golem. You don't know if it will be able to climb out of the pit, right? So something to think about. So the question is, I think there was a vote to play a little bit more, and there was a vote to end. Did you guys want to do another round, or you guys want to be done?
I'm free to do a round, so it's up to the party.
I have a meeting in a little bit, so I don't know if I'll be able to do the full round.
All right.
Yeah, I think safer to hold.
Awesome. So when we play next, which will be a week from today, you have drawn a golem into a pit. It is prone. It is stunned. It's not, and I was wrong. It is not standing up tall and able to reach you, Stefanos. It is on all fours at the bottom of this pit. The walls of the pit seem somewhat sheer. You're not sure if it will be able to pull itself up. You aren't sure how agile these things are. But you and Tempe are sort of face to face. He's all lit up. You hear behind you your colleagues are coming to join you from the west. Across the way, both Alexandria and Glory seem to be in some sort of a battle with some glowing eyes from some skulls. This awareness, only Tyros has seen this, or the rest of the party has not. But you see these firebolts shooting across the way. Furthermore, in an interesting twist, Alexandria spent her inspiration card to reclaim her once destroyed dagger, Baphomet's dagger of venom, and succeeded, only to have Glory take it from within her grasp. You have not established motives. You have not established the whys or what's next. But the way we're going to pick up next time is Alexandria knows you took it. You know you took it. Everything else we'll have to figure out next time we play. Sound good? And we will, as a mental note, roll for initiative the next time we play. Any questions or comments?
Wait,
Got that golem, fam.
What's that? I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said, Stefano.
Oh, I just was celebrating our getting a golem.
Yeah, I will say, congratulations, you guys. That was some interesting work. I was not. First off, I don't think the intent of that pit was originally to trap a golem, so that was pretty clever of you. So nice work on that. It's interesting to see your guys' hit or miss teamwork. Sometimes there's teamwork and sometimes there's not. So you guys are an interesting bunch. I will also say, for those who have been playing since the beginning, we're coming up on year 3. We should do an anniversary episode or something. Maybe we'll go see the movie Dungeons and Dragons.
That was episode 35 that you recorded, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is episode 36. Yeah.
36.
Yeah. Well, this is episode 36 of season 2. Right? So you had a season 1.
Oh, right.
Yeah. You met Spanky, and that was the scones, right? That's where Glory, she hasn't had a scone in quite some time, right? Maybe we'll do it'll be fun at some point. We'll just have a little chat. I would love to talk about do a retrospective on all of the things you've done. Think of the number of things you've done. Right? Like, do you guys?
In game time, not having a scone has been like a week.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. Cool. Well, and this all ran good, right? Like, there was no issues. I measured twice in this game, and it did not crash. So that's awesome.
Let me do a quick measure just to make sure while we're
here. Just to ruin it for us. Why don't you?
Yeah. No, seems to be
fine. Everyone's measuring. So if like multiple people are measuring, right? And while you're measuring, I'm going to draw. Look at that, I'm drawing. So
I'm excited for my plans for the next round.
Oh, I'm excited to hear what they are once we play. So,
yeah,
good stuff. Who drew a box? How do you even do that?
That was one of the drawing tools. I've got a rectangle or a circle.
Oh, you weren't here for this. Don't use don't use that drawing tool anymore. Because
okay.
I have to manually go through and delete them. So just hold the
Ah.
letter Q down and slowly draw. There you go. Quick draw. Q for quick.
Q for quick.
So, yep. Yeah, otherwise I have to go through and manually delete every drawing that you guys do. Like that one. Goodbye. All right, cool. Well, I guess let's end it. What do you say?
Yes. Thanks, everyone.
Awesome. Well, and all I have to say is until the next time on the Smite Force product. Thanks, everybody.
See you guys.